auction, pumping and dumping, manipulate the market, flooded from the darknet, flooded from the deep web, keep it a secret. Every exchange got the nerdy brains trading on the frequent.
Hello everyone out there. Just give us one moment. I just want to make sure the audio is coming through and we're not chipmunking. Perfect. And this is what's going on as soon as the first instant reward is happening. So, first of all, hi, welcome to the live stream here. My name is Sidepocket. I'm one of the two co-founders of that's what people call me on the internet, by the way, Sidepocket. I'm one of the two co-founders of DEFCON 201. We are a computer hacker group that tinkers with electronics and networks and stuff out in Jersey City, New Jersey. As the name implies, we're a subsection of the DEFCON groups. Okay, good. The messages are coming in because I'm going to get to that in a moment. Thank you, Nope. But if you want to know more about what we do, look at this chair, what we do and where we meet, including our upcoming meetup on February 19th, which we'll be posting that details soon. You can check us out on our website at DEFCON 201, which I have the little tag for here. I'll get to that in a second, don't worry. And we're also all over social media. Like as you can see at the bottom, we're at Twitter at DEFCON201NJ. We're on DEFCON201 on Instagram and GitHub and the hostux.social instance of Mastodon. And we also have a Tor mirror and everything. If you want to learn more, you can click on that link tree and go over there. Plus, I also want to get some stuff out of the way. So first of all, hi everyone out there. We are currently streaming on Twitch D Live and YouTube. Thanks for everybody watching in. If you are on, we are also streaming on, well, you can access YouTube through Invidious via Tor. It's like the most elite undercover, oh, my hair is so nuts, undercover way of watching us on here. If you, what is going on at the, I have to deal with this later. But we're also streaming on PeerTube through the Diode Zone instance, and we are also on Facebook. And you can chat with us on Facebook, but you have to do its own separate process. We have provided the link in the chat right now to show how that whole thing works out. Also, you'll notice these instant rewards pop up. It's a cool way to earn free money in crypto while you watch this channel. We don't get a cut of it. We just think this is a cool thing. It's not a scam. You basically go to getincent.com, you download the wallet, and you either scan that QR code or type in the unique codes like DC201-SCT up there, and you earn free crypto while watching the stream, which is appropriate because now we are dealing with here CryptoBarons. Why does every time I live stream Git wants to update? Go away. Notification. Go away. All right. So this show, what is this show? Well, first of all, thank you for everyone who's been typing in chat. We've been having weird issues with our Restream service, with Restream chat. So for example, while I can see everyone's chat in the channel, I can't see how many people are viewing us right now. Before, nothing was coming through. That's because I think Restream updated all their stuff. It's been pretty crazy. So let's get into this show because I actually have a time limit. This is one of those episodes where something is happening right now on Saturday and I want to get through this so I can go do the fun thing. Not that this is not the fun thing because I like doing this. It's just more like, oh, why did I schedule these on Saturdays? CryptoBarons. This is where I get to wear the actual blockchain provided by our co-founder, G.I. Jack, who currently just stepped out of the building. As you look at this weird tower of stuff that Saracel left behind and things that shall not be named on the shelf. CryptoBarons is a show where we look at cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies, but we look at them as technologies. Sometimes we go into markets, sometimes we go a little bit into like the community and stuff like that, but we're interested in blockchains. You know, it's like magnets, how they work. Blockchains, how they work, what makes different cryptocurrencies unique, what sort of protocols are they using, do they have test networks, can we run those test networks, etc. This came from a whole thing of that I love cryptocurrencies and blockchain, despite their flaws, and especially in the community. And by the way, it's not sponsored by McDonald's, I'm just really thirsty. Now, I'm sick and tired of trying to look up information on various cryptocurrency platforms and altcoins, and only finding talks about markets and bullishness. And, you've probably seen that meme of the man dressed in gold on like the gold calf chair with four golden servants carrying him, and it says, "I'm into crypto for the tech." Like, that's all that exists out there. So this is a show where we actually look at the underlying technologies that make up all these services. If you like the stuff that you're going to see today, you can go hit that bell, click like, share, and subscribe on Twitch, D Live, or YouTube. If you're noticing that banner above the 84 out of 100 followers, we are trying to get 100 followers, particularly on DLive, which is kind of one of the two main cryptocurrency streaming platforms, because then we will be able to reach a status called cryptocurrency superstar. And I really tried to not do the SNL joke right there. And that will allow us to do a lot more with our DLive channel. So particularly if you have a DLive account, or you know someone who's, why is my face acting up right now? On DLive, they can go follow us. It doesn't cost anything. It's completely free. And we can get that superstar status, regardless if you also send bits, super chats, or lemons on all the different platforms. We will get notifications for all those. And if you have any questions or any comments, provided that you're not being a fuck nugget, you can leave that in the comment section that we have live. Which way? Live streaming over there in real time. Otherwise, as I always say, keep lurking and keep learning. So, what are we doing with today's episode? Well, we're going to be, so one of the main things we're going to be doing for most of 2021 is, when I say we're going to cover tech, previously, and we're still going to occasionally get into some of these, we focused on like individual coins. Like our second episode was about Pinkcoin and Gridcoin, and showing how you use the GUI to set up the miner. And December was hilarious because we covered religious-based cryptocurrencies. And while we still will do that occasionally, and there's particularly one in April and kind of March that I'm really looking forward to, most of the new episodes for CryptoBarons are going to be slated kind of like our first episode, where I had to explain what a blockchain is and what cryptocurrency is, and then to demonstrate how it worked, I actually, frustratingly, coded an entire blockchain in JavaScript live, and then I also ran a test example of how to make a two-client interactive GUI with Python. And that's sort of the episodes we're going to be getting into. Like, even when we cover certain types of cryptocurrencies, we are going to be looking at very tech-heavy, programming-based cryptocurrencies. If I remember correctly, the last episode we looked at the Polkadot network, and we build it from scratch, which took forever. It took I think half an hour, and then we tried to run the test nets. Unfortunately, they weren't online at the time, so we can only get so far. We did all that. This episode, we are going to be covering something called Gitcoin. It's something that people have been asking me a lot about, and possibly the strangest thing about Gitcoin is that, in the same way there is no science in Scientology, Gitcoin is not a cryptocurrency. There is no Gitcoin that you can get into a wallet that's called Gitcoin. It's a platform. It's a very unique platform, and as it kind of implies with the term Git, which is often used in GitHub and GitLab for open source projects, it's a great platform, and we're going to look into it tonight on how to develop for developers to sort of incentivize and build better communication bridges, both hobbyists and professionals, in order to advance open source software and people's potential careers. So, and we're also, by the way, going to look into which is tied into this month, Binance. I think it's Binance. I don't really know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to pronounce it Binance. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know in chat. They're doing a lot of stuff with Gitcoin this month, so we're going to look into that too. So let's flip over to the browser stream, and let's get this show on the road here, because I have shit to do. So as we usually do our landing page, that is the DEFCON 201 website, and we're going to hop over to the main page itself, which is Gitcoin. This is sort of what the portal looks like after you log in. Gitcoin is a really odd, fascinating platform, and while I will detail in a bit, you know how I like to be lazy, we're going to look at a quick video about how Gitcoin works. Nope says, hey, there is science in Scientology. Psychology is very important. provide all they need is a psychologist, which is hilarious, by the way. One of these days I'm going to do like a talk at one of our main meetings about Scientology. Particularly, I'm trying to order backhandedly the cans, the e-meters, because there's all sorts of firmware hacks and stuff you can do with those. But funny that you say that, because the irony about Scientology is that while they do a lot of social engineering, which technically would fall under a type of psychology, they actually hate psychologists and psychiatrists, mainly because those are the people, social engineers, they know other you can tell social engineers know what other social engineers are like, so they just try to go out and nip them in the bud immediately, so that way they don't get any criticism. But let's focus back on Gitcoin here. We're going to look at a short video on what Gitcoin is through Gitcoin's own words. These are videos that we ripped from their website. We're not going to have weird signal losses, hopefully, like last time. And the new instant reward, by the way, is coming up in 20 seconds. And it's also great, by the way, speaking of social engineering, it's also great recon. We often, a lot of times, look at videos from these different groups and manufacturers in cryptocurrency because, one, you get to hear how they think their product is, and two, you also get to see how they like to present themselves, and that's very good to note. So that way, when you do research, you know if they're trying to pull bullshit, are they lying, are they doing rose-colored glasses, how accurate if their marketing materials matches their actual actions and resources and legalities, all of that. So let's get a brief summary about what Gitcoin is while I go fiddle with my notes here, and not in that way. I mean my actual show notes for tonight, you dirty blockchain-based bastards.
Meet Chuck, software developer extraordinaire. He solves interesting problems all day, or at least sometimes he does. His days fill up with meetings and other tasks pretty quickly, and before you know it, Chuck hasn't spent any time doing what he loves. But it doesn't have to be this way. If you're like Chuck, you got into programming with dreams of becoming an almighty problem-solving software developing robot. With Gitcoin, you can live that dream. This is the world of Gitcoin, a distributed platform for software developers where you can solve real software problems for real companies. As you solve more problems, you build skills, develop relationships, and collect bounties. Gitcoin disrupts the status quo in how development problems are solved today. What's the payoff? Besides watching your robot self grow up? 1. You get to solve real problems. 2. You get paid to do it. And 3. You meet great people along the way. To start building your bounty today, check out the Gitcoin Bounty Explorer.
So, to do my short answer of what Gitcoin is, in my opinion, imagine if you were incentivized or essentially got paid to use GitHub and GitLab. Now, to elaborate on that, let me give you a more in-depth answer. Basically, what Gitcoin is, again, it's not a cryptocurrency itself. It is an open source programming and bug bounty platform. It is based entirely on the Ethereum blockchain, which, by the way, get used to me saying Ethereum, because as we get into more programming and DApps or DApps or however you pronounce them, I'm still trying to figure that whole thing out. We're going to be talking about the Ethereum blockchain a lot, and we're probably going to eventually end up doing an episode of exactly what the Ethereum blockchain is and how it's similar, like we covered last time with Polkadot, is instead of trying to more focus on currencies, they are trying to, this video tells me less than 3 a.m. text from a girl, that's why I'm explaining this. What was I getting to here? I just died. This is going to be a crazy night. I think we're going to probably be streaming till like 9 or 9:30, by the way, just for everyone to know, because I'm going to blaze right through this. I'm really excited to do this. I prepped a lot for this, the show tonight on CryptoBarons. But yeah, about how instead of focusing on finance, and like, for example, Ethereum, which is one of the reasons why they're using it, does have an actual monetary value, but its real, actual, tangible value is designed to build Web 3 or Web 3.0, aka decentralized or D-app applications and networks and utilities. And Gitcoin is basically built on that type of network. It's leveraging that, similar to how Polkadot is kind of like the cousin rival spin-off of it. Gitcoin basically allows open source developers to get paid for their work to contribute to other open source projects, and in return, those open source projects get exposed and people know about them to a huge community that they've built up over time. So basically, again, think of it as a cryptocurrency-backed coding platform such as like GitHub or GitLab, maybe even like Bitbucket. And it does multiple things. So one of the things, again, is that, and we will go through this in a moment, when you contribute to open source projects, you do actually get rewards, and you essentially get paid in Ethereum or sort of other types of value tokens for it. The other thing is the community aspect. So as I'm reading here in the notes, is that there's no token for the Gitcoin ecosystem. There is no actual coin called Gitcoin. They support every single Ethereum token that's based off of ERC20. So they're really open to every single thing, no matter what spin-off from their blockchain, as long as it's compatible with ERC20, and a lot of things are compatible with ERC20. Another cool thing about this is also the way everything's set up. We're going to try and test this ourselves, but reported by them, it's more simple and intuitive. I know, for example, that despite GitHub being popular, when I started out with GitHub and even certain other things, it becomes really, really confusing trying to figure out where certain things is, how these things work. And again, if you've ever been on a team where you're using like Glassdoors or Slack or even Discord or something, you know how frustrating it is to be able to put a project out there and trying to get everyone to talk to each other and everyone being on the same page. That's the other half of Gitcoin, is that it's an actual kind of social media network. So put it this way, think of an Ethereum 20 backed weird fusion of like GitHub, although I think it's more closer to like GitLab, and like a LinkedIn type service where you can collab on projects, and you also build a portfolio and a profile, and that allows people to get your work out, whether you're a bug tester or a programmer or a developer or whatever. Okay, so Incent. So you'll probably have seen that we have these little Incent notifications, and actually I'm going to go on a little tangent here. Thankfully not a dark tangent. So Incent is this cool, like, little cryptocurrency thing that basically rewards people for watching our streams. And the way it works is that you go to their website, you can download the Incent wallet, and then you type in the number code or you scan the QR code that occasionally pops up, and you get a little bit of a cryptocurrency called Incent. Incent itself does have a monetary value. It's a semi-stable altcoins, as you can see here. You watch a live stream, that pops up, you enter that drop code in, and you get a little bit of Incent, and then when you've gathered enough Incent, you can transfer that to like Bitcoin or Litecoin, Ethereum, Monero, and pull that coin out, or take that more stable coin that you've transferred the Incent to and essentially cash out on fiat, as an example, in Bitcoin. So basically, we're essentially rewarding you for watching our stream. We don't get kickbacks from this. Incent doesn't sponsor this stream because we literally have no sponsors, which, well, that's a pain in the ass because we have to do everything ourselves. It's also a joy because, for example, if something gets fucked up about Incent or Gitcoin just shits their own bed somewhere, I could say that and not worry about anyone crapping down on me. And particularly with CryptoBarons, I want to be constantly brutally honest about different platforms, because like when we covered security coins, some cryptocurrencies and platforms are outright scams. We actually did an entire episode about scams back in December. Some of them are outright scams. Some of them have skeevy beginnings. Some of them started off really promising open source for the future, but then became horribly Facebooked, locked-in systems. Some things are unknown but are really, really good. And then there's some things where they do one thing good but also another thing really bad. And so I really try to be brutally honest on all the shows, but particularly CryptoBarons, because that's our secondary goal. Because we're not focusing on finance and we're not sponsored by anyone, we can cut through bullshit about a lot of things, especially when we run code and find out if it works or if it doesn't work or what bugs pop up. I forgot if I put glitch hunting for this stream. So anyhow, back to Gitcoin here. Basically, there's different tier levels. You can be let's go back here. You can be a coder or basically a contributor. There's also people who are employers on there who actually represent companies. Again, we're going to look at in Binance in a moment. You could also be just a hobbyist open source developer, or you could just be curious about all of this sort of stuff. And maintain repos and things like that. So that's kind of just a general gist of what is. It's also completely open source. I will post their GitHub in the chat right now. If you are on Twitch and you scroll down and click on our GitHub widget, you will see we have like 2 repositories besides our website pinned up. You can go and you can look at all of the things we have pinned up, including one of the things that Gitcoin is running, as well as a couple of utilities that we're going to look in. And before we actually use Gitcoin, we're going to kind of just keep diving in and going into what they are. So again, they have a whole fancy. By the way, they obviously have enough money or backing to have a really good graphic designers, because a lot of the stuff is easy to read, and it's just some of the most, even in terms of cryptocurrency world, because there's a lot of fancy pantsy things. This is pantsumacy as fuck. This is actually one of, I also got to see like Gitcoin evolve over time in terms of its website, and it's one of the most visually holy shit levels of designs I have ever seen for a cryptocurrency thing. So you can see their mission statement here. They want to build a world which everyone has financial leverage to leave their job. That's very lofty. I will put it this way, mission half complete because you got people to leave their jobs. The problem is they left their jobs because now they're unemployed thanks to COVID-19. So checks and balances. I hate life. They want it to be as easy to find work in software as it is for an Uber driver to find a ride today. I also hope they will eventually put an asterisk and write, because while that can be an apt comparison, you also don't want to turn coders into Uber drivers, because I don't know if you've ever looked up how terrible like Uber, Lyft, and like a lot of these like app taxi services are, and these are the legal ones, but it gets really bad. So hopefully they'll eventually update this and say something like, we want it to be as easy as Uber drivers to find a ride, but not make programmers be like the terrible world of app taxi services. And they also want to build a network with aligned incentives, especially between capital and labor. So as I say here, they also believe in open source standard and FAT protocols, and they have built Gitcoin with an open, free, fair bounty protocol on Ethereum. They believe that blockchain is a game changer for open source, and they also believe that an ICO and tokenizations are good if used in a specific way, which I do like that wording. See, that's good wording. They should have did that with the Uber driver part, because I feel like everyone is just throwing everything on blockchains or just being like, let's just implement this cryptocurrency without thinking about how everything works. As a famous Black Hat keynote says, you can't just throw things at goddamn blockchain and have it be the one-hit solution. It's the same way like how cloud is not a silver bullet. There's no silver bullet in tech. So I like that their idea here is we want to take the backbone of the Ethereum blockchain and the monetization system and the money currency system of something like cryptocurrency tokens, but use it in a very specific way. Uber is notorious for being very fair and treating their drivers with respect. Okay, it depends on where you are. Also, especially like a couple of years ago, they were really bad. Let's see here. So here's some of their bulletless goals: self-reliance, intellectual honesty, collaboration, empathy, stress reducers. I like that it's a fidget spinner. Fidget spinners were such a flash in the pan that I know what it is. I don't know if anyone knows what it is anymore. And I'm not even talking about really young kids. I'm talking about the general public. Like, they might as well put a Tide Pod here or something. Inclusivity, that's actually really good. That's actually the first time I've ever seen a cryptocurrency anything talk about even mention the word inclusivity. And giving first. And their goals as an internal organization, or what they call Gitcoin Core, is we happen to the world, we don't let the world happen to us. thoughtful, clear, and direct, challenge the status quo, and we're willing to be challenged. That's good kind of notification as our co-founder barges through the door. Identify, evaluate assumptions. They claim to listen, that they show, don't tell, which honestly, spoiler alert, they actually do show a lot instead of telling, so at least that's neat. Why are you standing there like a crazy person?
No, wait, yeah, since you didn't like cross.
Yeah, I'm streaming, duh.
Okay.
It's just the other thing I had to worry about. And it's not that. It's not what you're thinking of. Basically, there's also a convention going on. This is why I'm trying to hurry through this episode, called Dirty Computer. We've been advertising it, sort of like a sex-positive hacking technology convention going on, and I want to get back to it in about 50 minutes, so let's go through this. They want balance. You want to fix things twice. Basically, that what they're trying to say is that they want to make sure everything super works, care about people and not just tasks, and they value pragmatism over dogmatism. That's actually very, I actually like that little bit of wording there. I have one still. It's like finding your high school yearbook from time to time. Yeah, except it only happened like 2 or 3 years ago. That's kind of the crazy thing there. So their whole vision here is that they believe that blockchain is the, I love this wording, we believe that blockchain is the TCP IP of money. There's a loaded sentence right there. As I said, basically they want to redo, because again, if you've ever done, and I did this years ago, I don't even want to know what it's like now, but like, especially in a professional way, like remote work and like contracting work, which is what a lot of networking is, especially now during quarantine plague COVID-19 that should have been over last May, but you know, we like screwing ourselves over and licking doorknobs and following morons. Just saying, I'd like to have a birthday again. That whole system is where you get like these sort of like programmers that work for peanuts sort of thing, where there's just a high what is it called, turnover rate, and lots of crunch and things like that, and you're essentially a disposable mass unit. And they're hoping that with the way they've been monetizing all these different repositories and projects, that this will put more power towards the actual programmers and project maintainers rather than like giant sponsors and what do you call those, shareholders. Yeah, Bitcoin is the god of currency. What was I wrong? I detailed about where was I wrong for. But yeah, Bitcoin is, and it's literally because it's the oldest, and because the darknet really hopped on it early, it's the one that's most widely used, which is why it's skyrocketed. And like, it's insane how you can cut Bitcoin in half and it's still expensive as fuck. But we'll get to that eventually when, and this is true, I don't know when this is going to happen. It's probably going to be in the summer, but we actually are going to have a future episode where we look into Bitcoin itself, Bitcoin Core, and look at all the crazy infighting and spin-offs that Bitcoin has had happen ever since Satoshi published his paper. Bitcoin is everything and nothing because nothing is everything. That works too. I liked your little. Are you Elon Musk? Are you smoking lots of weed? And if you can you share that with us? Because I like the sort of faux matrix philosophizing, the very very tenant levels of weed right there. Oh, the other dude in chat. Yeah, you guys can keep infighting all you want. Just don't be stupid and hurt each other's feelings. Let's see. We believe in using markets for good. We believe that that markets can be used to create good in the world. Our network is a rare triple win. Funders get to work on demand. Workers get to get more good work, and Gitcoin builds a valuable blockchain business. They want to make sure it's easier to find good jobs in the future. We want to see a world where it's easy for a developer to find a new job. By creating more opportunities for developers, they're hoping to provide that. And which I like this phrasing, digital humanitarianism. In a world that sometimes is seen uncertain, gloomy, indifferent, or even dystopian, like now, our vision is to embrace humanity's built-in capacities, communities, and values, creating in our workforce. And don't worry, we are going to get more things. And this is their whole system here. Has an impact, compensates well, aligns with our values. The triangle will work. It's funny that they'd say triangle will work because I don't know. Does this look familiar to anybody? I don't know if you can be sued or anything, but for some reason, I don't think of Gitcoin when I see that. Now, if you say that that's an ancient Japanese or Judeo symbol, you also might be correct with that too. But yeah, that looks like something familiar that I can't quite really put my finger on, but I've definitely seen that before. Somewhere here as I go and sip my drink here. Legend of Zelda. So all of that. Triangles can be very scary, especially with the stabby ends. Just ask our co-founder G.I. Jack about that. And then they have their whole roadmap here that has going on. And then they have a little question here about like Web 3.0 with blockchain, OSS, and the future of work. That's like this whole big thing that they're kind of around. And that's sort of their overall vision about where they're going. Here's all, I'm not going to read them all, but there's a lot of different team members with really snazzy drawings, including one GitHub profile fail placeholder image right there, and an epic white bearded guy, and ancient painting dude over here, and just question mark. But that's sort of all in there, and let's see where we get to the next tab. They also have an inbuilt wiki, which always helps. And so far, they've had results, about 11.6 million in results. They've contributed a lot of funding to open source software from around the world. They said in the fourth quarter of 2020, I'm so glad that year's over. Feels like it's still going on, to be honest. Gitcoin facilitated a 2.3 million in value transfer. That's about $1,048 an hour for every hour during fourth quarter. Since its launch in November 2017, Gitcoin has helped over 11,000 funders reach an audience of over 70,000 earners. Gitcoin has facilitated over 100,000 complete transactions to over 7,000 unique earners. And you can break down all the financial stuff here. I'm actually going to go and post all this stuff in chat because we're going to get to the different functions about each part of Gitcoin in a moment. We're definitely going to stream to at least 9:30. Pyramid of happiness. Remember, you can't say happiness without hap. So what were we getting to here? Here we go. I know where we're at now. And part of the way they are able to distribute all this stuff is, well, first of all, they have what they call open source money with the Buildy, which is this whole open source ecosystem. You probably saw a preview image of it there. Let's zoom in, make this bigger here. So this is sort of like how like networks used to be in terms of like getting financial data. You can see it's more compartmentalized, and this is now way more. Their idea for features a more compartmentalized and decentralized system here. Look at that AOL symbol right there. That ages me really hard. And so this is sort of their like idea of like how they're basically going to reinvent market systems by leaving it up there and doing initiatives such as Code Fund, which is basically a way to do advertisements for open source projects. Actually open that link, and sort of their idea of like what jobs, and as you can see here, this is very true. Like if you've ever done like Glassdoors or you type that system, this is sort of like what things used to look like. Again, all these employees and the corporations, the main brain here, or even when you have like one company with a bunch of subsidiaries, it's all like crazy here. Or for example, mesh network of jobs. So they want to sort of streamline as well as kind of open that up a bit more. And there's an island. So that's one method with their Buildy system, as well as initiatives such as these sort of ethical ads that they're doing. And also, one of the cool things you can also do with, yeah, I'm waiting for mail to miss AOL, the cool song that played. And I missed the floppiness because they made great coasters. They made even better fake ninja stars when you're a preteen and you're in your park with your friends. So I'm just saying that one of the cool things also that Gitcoin does, a little jumping ahead here, is that they also are directly partnered with an organization called OpenSea, which basically allows you to, it's basically like eBay, but with fiat and cryptocurrency. So you can use the direct Ethereum from that in order to get objects directly as your sort of reward. And then the way this whole thing is distributed was known as the quadratic funding system. And what the fuck is the quadratic funding system? Well, that's funny you should say that. We're going to watch a quick video about what this phrase that sounds like the home world of the Ferengi from Star Trek. And I just said the cursed words because I'm going to probably hear about entire episodes about that series in a moment. But we're going to look at a video about quadratic funding and how the distribution system works. Vaporwave.
Quadratic funding is the mathematically optimal way to fund an ecosystem in a democratic way. The secret behind quadratic funding is the math, and it's not as complicated as it sounds. This is how it works. QF is basically a crowdfunding campaign wherein you match contributions from everyday citizens with a pool raised from bigger donors. The neat thing about quadratic funding is how it optimizes around the grants funded by the crowdfunding campaign. Here's an example. If you have 4 grants in a $1,000 matching round, and Grant A raises $10 from 10 different contributors, and Grant B raises $10 from 1 contributor, Grant A will get way more of the matching funds because it's supported by a broader swath of the community. During the quadratic funding round, a donation of $10 can be matched with $75, and a $100 donation can be matched with $240 because of the QF formula. Because the matching multiples are so promising for the best projects, quadratic funding has gotten a lot of traction. The Ethereum community has raised over $4 million from quadratic funding campaigns contributed to by 500 people. Quadratic funding powers a mesh network of small donors who are supporting the very best projects in the Ethereum space. To learn more about how quadratic funding could power your ecosystem's growth, check out WTFisQF.com.
I like all this vaporwave vibes going on. All of that. So let's go back to the browser here for a moment. 2 more things about that. One, because I've looked over the math on it, basically it's a type of mathematical formula that allows like better balancing when you do grants and donation applications. And ironically enough, it sounds a lot like the way Pinkcoin sets up its charity donation system. Which you can go look at if after this you go look at CryptoBarons and look up episode 2 where we covered that entire system. And the second thing is, I like the information here, but I wish for the video that they did it. Wait, when did you get Windows 96? You're not supposed to know about that. Watch out, turn around. The FBI might be like breaking into your building right now. It's kind of like Area 52. Like, where did you get Windows 96? Did you get it from like your grandfather that worked in like the Pentagon or something? Because like that's a dangerous thing to announce online. Nope. So just be careful in the future. Just make sure to like change your social security number and stuff after exposing that there's a Windows 96. So the guy's voice, I like how he's just very much like, bro, it's like math, bro. It's like funding math, bro. Like, I wish they chose like a better voice. I think that's the reason why. Okay, I'll have to look it up. It's a reason why I think there's a lot of generic female voices in voiceovers, because it's really easy when you have a dude voiceover to just be like, yo, bro, check this out, smoke this weed, check out this 3D thing I printed. Like, that's not crazy here. So as you can see, there's like a whole grid system here where it breaks these down into 4 categories. There's excludable. I love this. Rivalrous. That sounds like a Destiny 2 character name. Non-rivalrous and non-excludable goods and systems here. And the main thing it's trying to get past is the free rider problem, where it will actually adjust the matching donation with your actual donation automatically and equally among all the different donations. Basically, I kind of wish there was a more advanced version of this system that could be implemented in our actual Congress, so we can actually have a budget and not have all of our debt, well, that too, but debt, the debt and death being owned by all the other countries, including all the ones that we claim to hate. So, yep, the stonks. The stonks are real. I debated about doing an episode about the whole GameStop thing. I'll probably do it like as a post-mortem, because this whole thing is still kind of going on. And again, I really wanted to cover stuff like this. I don't want to be. Sometimes I add things, like the one time when I covered the Ledger wallet leak and hack. Sometimes I could be. That was a burp. I try to put topical things in these episodes, but overall these episodes are supposed to be sort of like timeless. Or even if I have to put like a breaking news thing, I then go into something else. So let's see here. And before we go into the hackathon, what the? Okay, did something happen? Oh, that was weird. Okay, there was like a weird dip. We have to relook over our internet again. I swear. What was I getting to? We're gonna go back to the main page here, and as you can see, there's like, oh, it just redid it because I did the Zoom stuff. There's all these different things that they do for Gitcoin. So the main categories when you interact with Gitcoin, and we're gonna now go more in depth in them, is you have the bounty system, the bug bounty system. You have hackathons. You have grants. You have quests, like we're in World of Warcraft or something. Kudos to you, but no, there's kudos. And the kernel. Maybe kernel panic, but we'll find out. But we're going to look at each of these categories, and the first one we're going to look into is the bounty system. The hacker, quicker, picker, upper, bounty. Watch, we're going to get like demonetized or DMCA'd from me just doing that. But yeah, what you do is it works like most bug bounty platforms. If you've seen like HackerOne and things like that, you can, as a open source developer or company, you can post a bounty on there and host a repo. Oh, I forgot to put this video up there. Or, you know, you can just be a user and you can go in and look at multiple different programs and profiles on here and do all of that. We're going to get into a little bit later on, after we cover all of this, how you actually interface with Gitcoin itself, because basically you have to use a mediator in order for a cryptocurrency wallet to talk with the website itself, and that's what makes it technically Web 3 or Web 3.0. And just in case we actually can't get to the bug bounty part, I have, yet again, get used to this, I have a lot of these, a quick video from one of the people at Gitcoin to show how how you can actually claim a bounty. And we will get into Quest. We will get into the Gitcoin hacker quest land in a moment. I just want to get through all these other categories. So let's learn how you can actually obtain a bug bounty. I should clarify, obtain a bug bounty using Gitcoin as opposed to like other services that shall not be named.
Welcome to Gitcoin, a GitHub-powered platform designed to push open source forward. If you're a repo maintainer, Gitcoin is a great way to incentivize the development of your software. Simply fund an issue and get the best coders in the business working on your features, bugs, or security bounties. Plus, add a tip by sending any Ethereum token to any GitHub account. If you're a developer, Gitcoin is a great way to get paid for your open source coding expertise. Gitcoin, pushing open source software forward.
Today I'm going to show you how to post a bounty to Gitcoin. So you can see here in my browser window, I'm at gitcoin.co/new, and if I go to this issue URL field right here and paste in an issue, that's going to be the first step. The second step is to figure out how much I want to fund the issue with, and you can see that as I enter the information into this field, the system provides an update of what that's currently valued in US dollars. I can provide information about my bounty, including where I want to be notified, my name. You can see that the system has pre-filled an issue title and description based off of the information from GitHub. I can set more advanced parameters, like when does the bounty expire, and what kind of skills are required for the bounty, how long I expect the bounty to take, and whether this bounty is a feature, a bug, a security bounty, or other. In addition, the system will give you a real-time estimate of how much gas and confirmation time you expect to get from the bounty. So this all looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and click this Fund Issue button right here. Once I do that, I'll be able to confirm in MetaMask the transaction I'm about to send to the blockchain. Click Confirm.
Because everything's slow as hell. It's blockchain.
All right, and you can see that this bounty is posted to Gitcoin.
So a while back, we talked about, and we're actually in the we're actually in the Gitcoin.co/funding/new, where we were looking at social networks, not all of them, but like a kind of greatest hits of social networks that are using blockchain and cryptocurrency technologies. And one of the things that piqued interest, particularly of our co-founder Gian Shack, was the Theta network, which is sort of like DLive, but as he puts it, which he was very accurate, they were basically monetizing bandwidth for video and audio over the internet. So sort of thinking of this as sort of like monetizing basically your whole like open source like coding platform, ticketing, developers issues sort of thing. As you can see here, you can pick what you want to how you want the bug. If you want to set up a bug bounty, which ones you have. You have Ethereum, you have Bitcoin, you have the Binance system, Harmony, Polkadot, as we covered last episode, Silo, Filecoin, Zequilla, Ethereum Classic, the Kusama, which is the beta network for Polkadot, and you even have traditional PayPal here, as much as PayPal drives me insane, about how you want to actually set that out here. And then you put from GitHub, because you actually use your GitHub, profile to actually log into Gitcoin. So you have to actually make a GitHub profile in order for this to work. It's probably the name Git. And by the way, Gitcoin is not sponsored, built, or has any contribution, unless it's like open source contribution, from GitHub. Those are two completely separate projects run by two completely separate teams. Microsoft, outside of, again, their own programmers contributing to open source code, there's like no money being passed from Microsoft to Gitcoin, as I'm aware of. These are two separate projects. It's just they're using GitHub as their whole backbone for their social media part. So you take the URL issue, you put that in there, and then you pick the category: front end, back end, kinky, design, documentation, or other, aka try to use the search bar in Slack. The type of project that you have, the sort of permissions that you have for it, experience level, time commitment, the type of bounty here. Again, you sort out the pricing system that would interface with your MetaMask, which we will get to there in a moment. You move over the Ethereum to that, and then your bug bounty is not there. And then someone eventually will look at it, submit a code for it, and if they got that, you then can confirm the bounty, and then they get the Ethereum or whatever cryptocurrency you're using on the ETH20 network to pay that person for finding the bug. So again, you're monetizing the thing that GitHub and GitLab expect everyone to do for free, like how Richard Stallman's communist, socialist, Russian tank anarchy had envisioned it, except this time you actually get something out of it. Kind of like our incent rewards. By the way, that was a whole joke. I like Stallman. It's just, I'll put it this way. A lot of early computer stuff was built by hippies, and it shows, and that's why it really horribly, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that's why it horribly clashes with the whole corporatization, Facebookitization that's been going on. And speaking of incent, the reward just popped up. Now, the next thing that they do is they do hackathons. Hackathons. Give it a second for this page to load. So there are multiple hackathons that happen throughout the month. I hate this. There's always like hey, we want to remind you how this whole system works. And we can look at some of the past ones on here. The Baseline had one, Golem, There was actually, if I can find it here, there was actually a network security hackathon. Like if I didn't know about that in November, if we did that, we would probably did this episode back in November if I knew that existed. Sky Database, CodeFlux, Zquilla, Polkadot famously had one. All sorts of different companies and organizations. Take a note of Matic. It's now known under a different name. We're going to actually visit that in the very near future. There was a privacy hackathon, which you can still find YouTube videos about it. Clarity. I know there's been some virtual reality stuff on here. Just all sorts of different things with different projects. You can build Terminators. That's good to know, because that's what we needed in 2020, to build actual fucking Terminators run by Skynet. Honestly, I think that would probably be a better future than what we have now. But let's go back to the hackathon page. There was different hackathons projects, and the hackathon that's currently going on right now, if you haven't noticed, and if this alert will shut up, there we go, is the Binance. I think that's it for the Binance. I think it's Binance. Binance had this month is just nothing but Binance. They had a whole blockchain week last week. I will actually share the event page here, if it will load properly. You can go take a look at it. If you look up at the Binance YouTube, all the different panels and stuff they had all that week is up there on YouTube, and you can go watch this again. They had all sorts of people from Akon to the CEOs of of Binance to who's that weird guy that we covered, whoever I think it was Johnny Yu or whatever, who runs Tron, the Tron blockchain network, which is what DLive runs off of and owns, BitTorrent as well. It was a whole convention for free over a week, and part of that, which is how they round out the month, is that there is an actual hackathon. Let's see, we really need to bring Chuckle Fuck Cheese back. Oh man, I almost want to play Five Nights at Freddy's right now with a name like that. But yeah, there is an actual hackathon just for Binance, where they want people to go and build dApps on the Binance system. Is this here? Binance. Binance is proud to partner with Gitcoin. The Binance Hackathon, the features now is a 3-week virtual hackathon that features $60,000 US dollars in cash prizes plus additional bonus prizes. We invite talented developers, builders, and creators from around the world to build the next generation of projects for the Binance Smart Chain and EMV compatible high-performance blockchain featuring cross-chain compatibility. I think that was some of the bullshit I was coughing. Scrolling up here for a bit. There we go. That's the rest of them. With Binance chains. This is basically their new sort of like next-gen chain system with cross-chain compatibility. If you want to know about cross-chain, go see last episode, CryptoBarons with Polkadot. It's part of the Binance week, as we put. There's multiple. What you do here is when you sign up for the hackathon, there are multiple teams. And they have their whole listing here. We also have they also have a mirror of this on GitHub. And if you're on Twitch and you scroll below, we have the GitHub link to our GitHub widget, so you can go and read that separately. I have no idea. I'm like blissfully unaware of the subjects going on in chat, but thank you all for chatting with me. Again, if you have any questions or odd comments like this, as long as you're not being a fuck nugget, please let me know in chat. Otherwise, as I keep saying, keep learning. And if you do like this content, we're going to get into more content in a moment. I'm at least streaming to like 9:30, 9:40 on here. You can hit that bell, click like, share, subscribe on Twitch, DLive, or YouTube. And if you do that, especially on DLive, where we're trying to get 100 followers, get crypto superstars, so that we can, why do I say it like that? Freaking SNL in the 90s, I hate you. That we could do a lot more with our DLive account. If you send us lemons on DLive, super chats on YouTube, or bits on Twitch, we get notifications for them, and I cheer people on. Because I love doing this. I legit love doing this. I just wish this wasn't scheduled when something else is going on, because welcome to my life. So some of the things they're looking for is DeFi and asset management. Asset management is what we do in Jersey City. both the melting kind, well, the melting the body kind and the melting of the brain kind. Private transaction and dark contracts. And more categories apparently were to be announced. They're looking for DEX systems, on-chain decentralization, money lending markets, token synthetic assets, just all sorts of applications across the entire new chain. And there's also a bunch of submission requirements where you have to submit it. It must be open source and deployed live on the new chain on the mainnet. All submissions must list an address where their contracts are located. And we're going to do a future episode on smart contracts. We're actually going to code one in a future episode. It's going to be try to be back. No, you're okay for now. Trust me, if you have seen some of our early streams, you would know what being a fuck nugget is like, because those people disappear really fast in the Hudson River. Application must, I love this, the application must be useful and interesting. You know, the same categories that when you submit to talk to a DEFCON 201 meetup, which is going to happen on February 19th. Those are the same things I look for. Is this useful? Is it interesting? Cool, you get to speak. Because I'm sick and tired of people constantly talking about mitigation techniques and the difference between red teaming and blue teaming. And is there a wide appeal for the application? It will score better. It sounds like a really pissed off engineer or a pissed off GUI engineer wrote this. Demo version must be submitted for a complete submission, and the judging criteria and all the time scheduling from the different time zones. And there's still there are still time to join teams and stuff if you are interested in this. Again, Binance has not like supported us or anything. You know, this is not a whole thing here. We this is just and we're just going to start work. This is just one of the things you can do on here, and we wanted to highlight while we're on the show. So while that's syncing, I kind of want to just go to this tab and show like all the different this is sort of like what the page looks like on the inside. So you sort of have the prize tab here. You have the town square, which is where people are talking about with all the activities. And then you have the projects, which right now there are 51, wow, that's still syncing, different projects on here that hopefully will load. I had them loaded before. There's a lot of participants. There's over 1,000 participants, and then they also have the guide for this. So while this actually loads in the background, nope, something popped up. Yep, now we have all these projects. So let's see, there's one for an organic market, NFT-based digital artwork marketplace. Let's see, Max on its internet platform distribution, mobile apps and games. It has its own internal token system. Smart loan. I like the little, like, this is basically if the Republicans force Biden to fuck up with the whole college loan thing, I guess this is our sad only future. Launch a cryptocurrency. I want to launch a cryptocurrency for the tourism industry, which will be in all countries. Again, some of these aren't like full winners, but you know, it's kind of fun to look at. Let's see, what other things? Whale alert. Don't tell John McAfee that. Do not tell John McAfee that there's a whale alert. He will abuse the shit out of that app. I'm not even kidding. He's incriminated himself on that. Let's see. CMT Hub, DeFi Protocol Educator and Manager. Okay, that's kind of neat. NFT button. There's a drop system that they're right. I like this one. I don't know for this answer. So same the name of the group. I kind of want to just join that one. I almost want to view what that project is. I just want to see if there's any more like odd things. Oh, Ninja Swap. People can send their NFTs to contract and get fungible tokens, which represents the NFT. The user can decide how many tokens they want. And I guess G.I. Jack might be arguing with those people because they use the term Ninja Swap, and people might be thinking it's part of Ninja OS. Or maybe he'll be so good enough he might incorporate it in Ninja OS. I don't know, but I'll let him deal with that since it's his goddamn project. Prime. Maybe it's Sonic Prime or Optimus Prime. I have no idea. But yeah, as you can see, these are all the different proposals. Oh, this is ZK's. There's only one team member on it, but just so that we can see what a project looked like, let's click at Jack's just like, no. Just like, no. Like a puppet, like mannequin doll. So this is kind of like, there's not a lot here, but they have their GitHub linked here. And the sort of tribe, which is the actual hackathon. And there's a category list of all the activity. Let's actually click on the GitHub and see what pops up here. So it's just a base thing for just ZK syncs, change currency. You might be familiar with ZK because we covered this back in not October, September, late September, second episode of that September about various security tokens such as Monero and, for example, Zcoin and Zcash, and the letter Z. They get this from the whole ZK system, which is this type of security system. So yeah, that is just some of the many different things that are going on in this hackathon, and I just wanted to kind of show you that category. So the next category on here, because we're just going to try to browse right along here, are grants. And we're going to click on this tab, load this up. And once again, and we're not going to spend too much time on this, I have a little short video about how grants work because I'm incredibly lazy.
You've got a popular open source repository. You're providing value to the world in the form of open source code. But how do you make ends meet? How do you prevent burnout? Gitcoin is proud to announce the launch of Gitcoin
those
Grants.
hard P's on the microphone.
Gitcoin Grants are recurring funding for your open source work. Raise money from supporters of the ecosystem, big and small. By using the blockchain and the new ERC 1337 subscription standard, Gitcoin Grants allows you to generate consistent cash flow to support the great work you're already doing. It's easy. Just go to gitcoin.co/grants and start supporting yourself today.
There's the sound. Okay. Sorry if I scared everyone there. So, quick summary, basically, similar to the way they've monetized and tokenized the whole bounty system, they've also done the same thing to grants. So if you're a company or an open source developer, you can basically put project pitches out there, such as this Web3 API, this rip-off Obama Pepsi logo, proof of reputation. This one, Huddle 01, is that like the Matrix of 01? Revolutionize video conferences using blockchain. Let's click on this one. And basically you can make grants where people can use Ethereum 20-based tokens or ERTC-based tokens in order to help fund open source projects, which will then be coded on GitHub and then have their bug bounties open on Gitcoin. So again, this is like a whole ecosystem here. So let's see, this is estimated matches. This is sort of like the holistic of the project. Essentially what it seems like what they want to do is essentially do like Zoom, but not a suck-ass. And it's just like the low streaming quality and high latency. They might want to reach out to NCommander on that, because I know he's trying to revive FTL, which I still feel like RIP FTL. Him and a bunch of people worked so hard on that, only for Microsoft to be Microsoft, to then give it to Facebook and have Facebook be Facebook. But yeah, this sort of is the whole project page. They have a little YouTube video and stuff. You have the Wall of Love. It's appropriate a day before Wall of Love. I've smoked up a quarter wearing revealing outfits of the Wall of Love over there, especially in New Jersey. You can see what region they're from and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a whole way to do an online public sort of GoFundMe type of grant system entirely through blockchain and both fiat and cryptocurrency, all internalized on the Gitcoin network. So that's because, again, it kind of self-explanatory. That's what grants are saying. It is possible. I'm probably not going to go into it right now. I actually wonder if I could bring up the URL for this and not dox myself, maybe. Hold on. I can't remember it. But anyhow, just a note out there, and the instant rewards coming up, we do actually use a outside hosted open source privacy centric big blue button. I cannot remember the name of the URL for it. It's this weird German URL, but we do use that. So I just want to put out there that does exist. And we're so happy that exists because we were fighting with that for multiple months. And there's a new instant reward. Go get your free cryptocurrency. So what do we have? I think we have like 2 more left, I believe. Yeah, we have 3 more left. Let's look at quests. Let's go on a quest, everybody. We will now go on a quest. We have accepted the quest. We now have to farm 80 common rats in order to get the dagger butt plug. Anyhow, so quests are sort of, as it says, Gitcoin Quest is a fun gamified way to learn about the Web3 ecosystem. So basically, you learn how to develop dApps and blockchain networks and interfaces by essentially going on little challenge quests here, and they have difficulty beginners and different attempts and stuff. Now, I'm kind of, I'm trying to make this quick. To the moon. So it's kind of going out of time. There's also like a whole leaderboard system. It's just like that. Again, this is like literally gamified. But I will try to click on one of those challenges and see if we can do it. At least show you what a challenge might look like. So let's see here. This one's called bug fixing. Let's click on that and see what pops up. Ooh, snazzy background. Oh, look at all this. This is literally gamified. Look, it's our quest. So it has its own interface here. Let's see, spacebar, enter. Quest intro. It's like Mega Man. I hate that in gaming, by the way, when there's a sound effect for the text running. That's fine when it's like a sentence, but when it's like an entire Star Wars paragraph, it's like, make it stop. So I'm going to read the quest intro. This quest will help developers learn the best process/flow when trying to fix bugs in their code, and also how other complex problems they might encounter when programming. If you are successful in this quest, you will earn this limited edition Turing Talker. Kudos. And I'm going to take a break from this to talk about the other section here, which are kudos. What the hell are kudos? I'm glad you asked. Guess what I have for it? Not free money, unfortunately. It's a video.
You're a software creator, and you are a biddle machine. You've built features, squashed bugs, and shipped something you're proud of. You did some of it with your team, and some with help from the community. Collaborating with diverse skill sets across the globe. Everyone brought their own to the table. Celebrate the experience and unique talents. Celebrate your time in the trenches together. Show appreciation and acknowledge the hard work. Send a kudos today. Kudos are unique artwork that can be sent to highlight, recognize, and show appreciation towards your favorite people. Give them a try at gitcoin.co/kudos.
Oh, trust me, you were not the only one I saw that. That was actually highly ironic and a poor choice of words on my end. Oh boy, literally on my end. So better summary than that, they're achievements. You ever played Xbox Live or PlayStation, and when you kick the can 8,000 times, you get a little badge that goes on your profile? This is the same thing, but with coding. That's what this is for, and basically you earn these badges on your profile, and if you're a contributor, you can also go and design your own ones for your own projects and hackathons. There's this one's called Hello World by Polkadot. It's from the mainnet. This kudos marks an important milestone and KMS natively integration into Gitcoin. So when people were interacting and developing patches for that, on the mainnet, you got this badge to display. It's a little animation and everything. So that's when we go back over here with this quest and they're talking about you earn this weird cybernetic badge, that's exactly what they're talking about. So let's say we can go through this. I also want to let everyone know, anyone who's watching on DLive, we always give out lemons at the end, so probably I would say at 9:35 I will stop whatever I'm doing and we'll put the lemons out there, because that should honestly be near the end of the stream. So let's continue learning on this quest. We're gonna go on this quest. Bootleg Zelda music, okay. I don't know if you folks heard that. I think I had that on mute, but I'll turn the desktop audio on because I was legit not expecting that. Deadly Coder, level 1 opponent. You'll be battling a Deadly Coder. Oh, great. So oh no. Oh, God. Oh, man. I can't believe I'm already... Let's see if I can put this into words. I'm battling a Deadly Coder. First of all, I do like that logo there with the skull and the Tim Pool beanie it has on. Now I'm trying to remember their name. G.I. Jack will remember this. It's the people that we hate, the people who thought that a private Facebook group was not public. I'm trying to remember what their name are, but essentially, why do I have a feeling I'm fighting like virtual versions of these people? I try and remember what the name of their stupid group was. It was named after a really stupid person that everyone in the hacking scene hates. But you have to exit Vim. Oh, what was the name of their... Give me a moment. I'm trying to remember what the name of their stupid... They were so annoying and so dumb, I've legit forgot what their name is. Not Murdoch. That's actually Murdoch from Phone Losers. He's a cool guy. What was his name? It was him and his stupid group. What was his name? He keeps harassing people that... He's one of those people where I know a lot of like awesome overweight people, but his overweightness was so bad that it literally matched his horrible personality, which didn't help. What was the name? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we're fighting. Deadly Coder. We're actually finally having a boss fight with Ilmob, so let's keep going on here. That's what I was remembering there. So it's you will be battling a Deadly Coder, Ilmob. You will have as much time as you need to prep. You can tell there were no LGBT people writing that sentence before the battle, but once the battle starts, you will have only seconds per move. Keep the eye on the timer on the bottom right. Oh, this is in real time. I'm even more fucked. Don't run out of time. Got it. All right, we're gonna try this. The Tim Pool beanie. Fun fact, because his head is called the bee. No, the leading theory is that underneath Tim Pool's beanie is another Tim Pool face. And that's why he has that. I'm not even kidding. That's always the leading rumor. So, why? My phone. Everyone's trying to contact me. Go away. All right. Well, we're going to try this. So, cross your fingers that I don't fuck this up because I usually do. And maybe there might be more music. So, here we go. We're going to fight Ilmob, a.k.a. the Deadly Coder, level 1 opponent. Here we go. See, I told you there's like bootleg Zelda music in here. I'm actually shocked Nintendo hasn't done anything. You've been given the following links to prepare for your journey. This may read time 5 minutes. What have you tried? Take a moment and read through them. You have a limited time. Look at things up when the quest starts. Okay, so it opened up another tab. Matt Gemmel, tools available. What's the URL for this? mattgemmel.com. Amazon, what have you tried? It's 2008, December 8. If you're a developer and you ask a developer, you're going to be ready for the question, what have you tried? This course is specific for developers. I feel in the area. I'm sad for you. Initial months do things. This is a disease and software development, well, sort of sickness. Wow, this is very reverse. It's usual sickness stuff. It's required once you get in the industry, like graying hair, caffeine addiction, ulcer. Every time you have groups of words, you should usually remember them, even if they're stupid. But rather than something new has already happened, they've arrived. Now, quick clarification before I continue. I say new recruits, I assume graduates or young people. I'll say sickness is part of the modern Western education system. Things better today. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not qualified. The illness I'm talking about seems like illness is, of course, a flawed approach to solving problems. Here's an example. Quote from actual web form. See, someone commented here. Actually, it's a glass dome with a pit where his brain should be, and it's just a smaller. We literally, thank you, Doc. We literally have the best people in chat. Thank you for that. I am not going to fall asleep tonight. So, if you have a drink, sip it or down it, because that I'm going to clip that later on Twitch. That's just beautiful. Thank you for that one. Can we establish HTTP connections application? If so, I need a code. I checked. Let me just make sure it didn't jump ahead here. Okay. I checked the necessary location. I cannot integrate that code. I want to display an image from my website. Can anyone please provide the code if anyone has? So where's the problem? It's not the quality of the English. Well, duh. This person he probably supports the dumb Trump wall that now doesn't exist anymore. It's not the pronunciation. The problem is the person's problem-solving techniques to ask for the solution. You know what's weird? This person's bitching about people asking for a solution. I know this is probably just a sample page, but meanwhile, this person took, what? Let's count the paragraphs real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Took 7 paragraphs to say, we have a problem with new people coming in the industry, and that is that people ask for answers instead of trying to find answers. There, I just did it in 2 sentences where it took 7. This is how you can tell this is an old school programmer that deserves to be yeeted into the sun. It's probably the reason why none of his pipeline stuff works in the first place. Let's seek advice on approach tasks or ask names, likely a classic example, but just for the code, fully formed, ready to go. That's not problem solving. Interesting to note here, this is actually bad. There's one tiny glimmer of light. The person is check Nelstar connection. This inspires some small Nelstar connection to this. This sounds like a lot of going on right here. Is an issue we all can see, but has it been dependent? What is normal and willingness and stuff? The process equips you better handle his self-education. Why do I have a feeling this person runs Gentoo in production? There is an entire set of familiar parameters. Already know you cause this and some trick. How long is this thing, dear Lord? Because I'm on a time limit here. I don't even know if I can complete this thing. Let's see. Foundation question. Find a question which correctly answer, proof of understanding, attempting to answer it. Secret thing. Step. I think they choose this because it's so perverse and that your brain's just trying to pick out what exactly is in here. Personal stories. Really help hundreds of people. Sorry, Cocos. It's Max Wesley. So this. But in real life, to help here. Here's secret willingness and desire to learn. So true qualifications. God, this is when people say people hate academics, this is exactly what they mean. Not ability will have different abilities. And this is I learned and try to figure into currency as your teacher. It's like successfully completing your test about bloody trying. Problem solved, right, wrong, ignoring the problem. Huge not going to with proliferation, unwillingness to make the effort to solve problems yourself. Advancing the noise ratio. This is awful thing, never been more relevant. I'm going to be hilarious if I don't even have to remember half of this. iPhone, Android, so on. So you ask the technical question, I guess I'd say to you is great. If you're asking a question, that means we have a better chance. That's usually awesome. But wait, you need to really consider what you're about to ask. We're going to take a few minutes following these points. Have you broken the question or problem sufficiently down to really ask something concrete? Is your problem sort of standard the question, which is definitely able to solve sample code available? Try searching the web. Whoever made your language framework API, create a bunch of sample code. Use your ID, online reference, or other built-in documentation. This sounds like that one time Sarah went in for like a sort of like a job resume seminar, and essentially they wasted an hour and a half to say, get a LinkedIn. This is what this reads like right now. That's why have you tried? This is for an update. I posted a video with whatever you tried to this post. This avoid piss. All right, I'm going to attempt to do this. So we're going to try to fight Ilmob right here. Let's go. Are you sure? Okay, let's see what happens. And now we have RPG battle music. So wow, this is incredibly loud. Oh, Jesus. What is the best process? There's like a Pokemon battle. This is kind of cool. This is obviously the first one. Yep, we killed him. Okay. You all want to? We won. I got the kudos. Cool. And this is broken off in my browser here. Now I will claim the prize. Yay! I got this weird. And they're asking for this. So I can't even properly show this because we're going to get into, let me just raise the volume back up again. We're going to get into, it just disappeared. Why does Skipbot send this? Turing Talker, kudos by digital artists. And then the permanent address. And we're gonna get to that in a moment. So it's gonna be 1 minute until I do the lemons. So let's see, sounds like a mix of Doom 2016, a Pokemon Gym Master, and Adderall. I don't know about Doom 2016. I would say more Pokemon Gym, Pokemon Gym Shantae, and Speedballs. It's probably more Quaaludes. There you go, Quaaludes. That instead of Adderall, good choice. I'm gonna upgrade that to Quaaludes. So yeah, I don't have to look at this stupid verbose thing ever again. I always like work back to like grade school on that, but hey, at least now I know I have actual decent memory retention despite what my boss tells me at work and a bunch of other things. So let's look at the last thing, and then we will attempt to do one last thing with our Gitcoin, and then we're going to wrap up the episode. So the last thing that we're going to look at is the kernel. Kernel who? No, the kernel. This is very similar to the whole quest system, and as it says, they're making a whole networking system where you get to learn in real time how Web 3.0 works. It's another gamified system. And you guessed it, I have another video that kind of explains how all of this works. So here we go. It's the last video, I promise.
We announced a program just in the middle of this hackathon called Kernel that is ultimately kind of based around the idea that post-hackathons, there are a lot of interesting projects that can be taken to the next level for people who are interested in doing so. Whether that's with the hackathon project that you're currently working on that you want to take forward or otherwise, this is an 8-week program, a little bit longer, where the intention is to go through a syllabus, which will be a learn track that's 8 weeks, and to have a build track of 8 weeks. That's a bit more intense than I think what a hackathon may be. The time commitment expected is 10 hours, but the hope is that you leave with a strong community of friends, developers, and ultimately kind of community members that you get to know well, 100 people plus who kind of have your best interests in mind as you go forward into the journeys in Web3. So check it out if you're interested. And this also goes for sponsors. We want you guys, if you're interested, to be mentors in the program, and there's a bit more information there. You know, I've already reached out to some of you, but I will be reaching out to every one of you, you know, just to be a part if you're interested. We're really excited. There's kind of some crazy programming that I feel lucky to be a part of, and would love to have anyone here who's interested apply.
So think about it sort of as like a like literal online school where kind of put like everyone gets put in the same grade level, and you meet these people and you work with these people and you learn with them, and then you kind of graduate from this. And again, we're not going to go through the whole 10 hours, but that's basically what the whole kernel platform is. Again, these are learning modules. You do them with other people. It's all about Web 3.0 principles, coding, network techniques, and everything. Intro to Kernel. Kernel is an 8-week program, and we cover learning new modules every week. Each module may have 2 sections: crafted reading, which expects you to read beginning each week, and curated materials, which may have articles and videos and the occasional podcast that we highly recommend. And again, it's this whole like literal learning platform sort of thing that is also gamified that you can enter in, and it's entirely done by the Gitcoin team. So that's, if we can go all the way back, that has been let's get back to the main website here. That's been every single product module. So we've covered bounties. So again, Gitcoin is a platform. It is not a cryptocurrency of itself. There's no Gitcoin as a cryptocurrency. It's sort of a misnomer. Again, it's like Scientology or Republican Party. There's no republic or party in the anyhow. So you have bounties, where again they've basically their whole platform is trying to foster community by hyper interactivization with an actual monetized reward system or incentive system. So with bounties, they've taken the bug bounty, and instead of having these monolithic corporations that just dole them out to essentially get employers for peanuts, it's a much equalized job sort of platform where you could go through open source code, get bounties, and earn any sort of actual monetized fiat or Ethereum tokens that you can get. And this is open to everyone, including free open source especially free open source projects. You have different hackathons by larger organizations. Why does this go away? Go away. Let's get back to the main page here. There we go. Okay, now the annoying banner will get out of my way, and we're actually not at the right thing. So there's also hackathons you could be part of to make various DApps and other cryptocurrency and blockchain coding projects. You have grants where, as it sounds, it's basically kind of like a GoFundMe, but you could use fiat and cryptocurrency in order to fund open source projects, especially a lot of projects that would probably fall through the cracks of something like Kickstarter or Libre Pay, and maybe not Libre Pay, but stuff like that. Then you have quests where you get to learn new coding and development techniques with the literal interactive gamification software. And then part of the prizes for that are the kudos, which is when you do bug bounties or you do quests, contribute to grants and hackathons, you earn badges that go onto your profile. And then their ultimate gamification system, which is their kernel platform, where you learn Web 3.0 and other blockchain networking techniques in this sort of not crockpot, crucible environment where you're put with other students and you learn over the course of a couple of weeks, and you basically all graduate from that. It's all under one ecosystem, which is Gitcoin. So as you can see, it's a very comprehensive platform here, and again, you need a GitHub account. It plugs into all of that, and yeah, I'm actually again, it's been really easy to find information on here, especially with the wiki. It's been really easy to kind of zip around and figure out how everything works. But I want to do one last thing before we go away, and this one's going to be a little bit tricky, so bear with me here. This was originally going to be its own episode, but we're actually going to set it up for this episode tonight before we go, and then I will revisit it a couple of episodes, maybe in May, down the line, just because we have so many other cryptocurrency and blockchain stuff on CryptoBarons we're going to get before we cover web interfaces with Web 3.0. And what we are going to look at, and you're going to notice this with the wallet, we need to connect a wallet first. And the way we have to do that is we have multiple programs here. We're going to use one specific one. Most of these are application programs that are in-betweens for the program we're going to use. So there's Ethereum, which is an Ethereum dedicated wallet that exists web only. Then there's Formatic, which is its own, you can make your own custom wallet systems on. You have Portis, which is basically a rival to Formatic. It does a very similar thing, and its whole point is trying to do simplification. And then finally, you have Wallet Connect, which is both which is an Android app it's interfaces with a ton of wallets where you can either use QR codes or simple generated codes in order to get things to work. And it's compatible with all of these wallets. We're not going to look at all of these wallets today. We're going to look at one particular one. This was the one that was going to be on that episode, and that is MetaMask. And so MetaMask, you can kind of see in the upper right-hand corner here. If I click on it, you won't be able to see anything because of the way I have it on browser mode. Later on, I might put it on display capture mode for a couple of seconds so you can see it. That's a little extension you can add to your browser. It is literally on everything. They actually have a video kind of explaining how it works, but we'll cover that when we do the Web 3.0 episode. We're just going to try to get this to run. It works, I believe it primarily works on the Ethereum blockchain, but I think I've also heard it being used in sort of like weird beta test examples for other chains. This is mainly based on all the different variants of Ethereum, including ETR20. You could use it in two ways. You could either use the dedicated iOS or Android app directly on your phone, or what we're going to do here, which is you could install it as a browser extension. It's compatible with Chrome, Brave, which is a variant of Chrome that we covered in the October episode. We Can't Stop Here. This is Backcountry. The OG version of Edge, which now basically you could use the Chrome version because they use Chrome as the Gecko, I think, engine it's called, to generate system, and which is what we're going to be doing today, is we can have it running on Firefox. So we're actually going to go, and I just want to warn, just because of sensitive information, I might cancel out the different, and this, by the way, this thing is following like my cursor around. What does the fox say? Yep. But no, we're going to kind of set up our wallet here, and we're going to kind of do this step by step. So if parts of it seems to blank out, that's just because this is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't know what it's going to throw my way, but we're going to get going here. So let's see. So if we're new, we don't have a seeded phrase, so we're going to create the seeded phrase. This is now just for security reasons where I'm going to take off the browser display. Actually, I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm actually going to go over to the chat face mode. So now I'm going to get huge face. We're going to create this. We're going to click we agree. And so now we're going to create a new password, which I'm pretty sure everyone is going to be now trying to listen on my keyboard to figure out what I'm typing, but the joke's on you because I'm also going to change this password later on. And I said that I've read the terms of service. So I've created the password on here. And now I have generated these secret phrases, which now I'm going to put and save in an encrypted document over here. So this is for, again, this is basically, it's like the password. It's basically two-factor where you have to enter the password, and if you lose your wallet or get locked out or you install MetaMask on something else, you use these passphrases. Again, very similar to actual wallets, and we're going to do an episode about wallets in the near future in order to do like recovery and stuff like that, and it's a bunch of generation words. Eventually, we're also going to do ways people actually secure their wallet backup phrase, because there's a whole system around that, and there's crazy things people do to physically secure and remember that backup phrase without storing it on their computer and things like that. It's pretty wild. So now we're going to we're actually going to select the different words here to put in the phrase. And I've double checked. I know that it's just my giant face right now. I haven't done an oopsie yet, so that's making me feel good. I can't even tell you the words, but some of these I could definitely make sad innuendos about. So we're halfway done here. Let's see, you and you. Couple more phrases left. One of them is very topically relevant to what's going on right now. Let's see, okay, so that's where we left off. And we've confirmed. So now I should be able to put it back on browser mode. We can see it. Zoom in, it fits. I mean that could be a way to do it, but again, you would also need the base password, and I am going to actually change that part later on. And plus, honestly, there's not going to be any tokens on this. This is just to show how everything links up. I can always disregard one a service and put another one on for Gitcoin. So, you know, I like the way you think, but I have actually outthinked most of this for once. So just I'm just going to do this here. So let's see. So congratulations. We should be all done. You can swap different tokens here. Uniswap is something we're going to cover in an episode, but these are the sort of different things we're going to learn in the future, swapping and atomic swapping. FVR coin. You can send me coins. Actually, the next episode of CryptoBarons, I'm actually going to, I can actually do that right now, but what I can do is in the future, I'm going to actually have a scrolling list of the receive wallets, as well as QR codes for those wallets, so if people want to donate directly to me on the stream, I can. I'm just going to load up my, you know, if you want to, and just put everything out there, and watch this person's going to do this to try to hack into the account, although that would be hilarious. I will actually, let me go in, and I will show you, and when you say Ethereum, you mean core Ethereum, not Ethereum Classic. I will type in my receive code here, and again, in the future, I'm actually going to have these codes scroll by, as well as their QR code, so that people can donate and stuff in real time if they want. So if you give me a moment, I'll type that in here, and then we're basically at the end of the episode here, by the way. So while I type this out, thank you everyone for currently watching this. Don't go anywhere yet. We still have a couple of minutes left, depending how fast I type and what I do or do not screw up. Almost a custom token, cool. That'll be neat to see what it goes in. 3. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I doing this? I'm dumb. Hold on. I'm so stupid. Hang on. I completely forgot, right? Let's see, buy, send, or swap. I should be able to, I am so incredibly done. So let's see, that's the swap token function, because I'm going to do this display mode in a moment so that everyone can see on here. Recipient. Because the thing is, I could add some Ethereum on here. I wasn't going to do that this episode, but I could do that. I believe. Did I just fuck up again? Hold on. No, because I'm trying to put, like, I'm stupid. I could actually put the mirror mask account on here, and you should be able to send that over directly to mirror mask. Let me just double check. Yeah, that works too, although I'm going to put a different account here, so I'm actually going to type this. So I will go to my original, but it's nice to know that I can also do that. But again, in the future, I am going to have the different receive wallet addresses as well as their corresponding QR codes flash across the stream starting with the next episode. Again, I've been really busy with not only setting up the next DEFCON 201 meeting, and by the way, this is going to have spaces in it. But I've also been, whatchamacallit, I've just been busy with life in general. In fact, I actually have social distancing date tomorrow. I guess that's the best way you could put it. So besides just trying to get to the thing I'm missing tonight, that's why I've been mainly distracted by. But yeah, I just want to go over that this is the correct one. Yep, this is it. So this is my main receive address. So if you do want to send me something, you're more than happy to. I'm going to air this for the next couple of minutes, so make sure you copy pasta that code down. In the future, I will have the codes and their QR codes cycle like on the bottom left corner. That won't happen until next episode. So thank you for that. It'll be interesting to get actual custom codes in. But yeah, our MetaMask is set up here. So if we go back to our Gitcoin here, and we go connect wallet. Now I could use the smart wallet connect, but we don't have that. I don't think we have that set up. So we can just connect directly to the mirror mask, which is what I'm going to do here. Let's see what happens when I do that. So it actually opened up like a new browser tab thing. This is actually going to be where I will take off browser mode and I'll put in display capture here. So a little crazy behind the scenes look right there, because now you can actually see this sort of pop up here. So we'll see what happens. So I've confirmed that. And view the addresses, and now it's going to connect. And now we have it connected. So yeah, that's our little mirror mask, guys. So that's our mainnet wallet and everything. So now we can actually interface in this. And this is also cool because, again, in a future episode, probably in May, we're going to look at MetaMask, we're going to look at Opera, and we're going to and a bunch of other things that go into how web browsers, whether it's through extensions or built in, or even sometimes custom made, such as the Status IM browser and platform system, what Web 3.0 or Web 3 interfaces actually look like. So, in general, that, and I'm going to go to back to face view now. That was Gitcoin. Proof needs could get, I'm in need. I'm not a nerd, I'm in need. Or a theed, and then the Lorax is going to grab his ass and fly me away. But no, that was Gitcoin here. And to sum up, once again, Gitcoin is not a cryptocurrency. There's no coin called Gitcoin. It's an entire platform. I'm actually going to set up a bunch of other stuff while I talk here. It is a platform that fosters community and finance for people who work in open source software. You can get paid. It's based on the Ethereum, mainly the ERC20 blockchain, which means it can accept all the different types of tokens that's compatible with it. They do all sorts of things. Its original thing it started off with was rewarding bug bounties with Ethereum and other tokens, as well as recently with PayPal fiat tokens. They do... I just forgot what exactly they do. They have hackathons that they host right now. The Binance one is going on, and we kind of looked into that. They host grants for open source projects, especially little known open source projects, and you can also learn using their Quest system, which teaches you about coding and Web 3.0 techniques, or their intensive course called Kernel. And all of this is backed up by not only Ethereum tokens that have monetary value, which you can interface with something like MetaMask in order to use, but their Kudo system, which are just basically cool badges of honor when you do stuff like contribute to bug bounties, Quest, or basically use any Gitcoin thing. And so that's what I looked into. I'm really fascinated. Again, I remember when this project sort of came out. I had a passing fascination with it, and it's just been really cool to see it evolve over time and keep getting bigger and bigger to now where like Binance and a bunch of other, Binance and a bunch of other groups are actively using it. And I'm about to distribute some lemons right now. Oh wow! Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I will check that when it comes in. You can DM us on Twitter. Or whatever, if you want to know if it went through, or if you can't, you don't have any social media, you can email us at info@defcon201 if you're wondering if they came in or not. I'm pretty sure they came in. But if you're on DLive right now, again, I've tried to update that follower goal, even on just other episodes such as Hackall End Commander, Archvile Links Perspective, Master of the Locking, or normal meetings or specials. But I want to get that freaking Crypto Superstar eventually because we could do a lot more stuff. Cool. I will jot that down in a bit. Thank you so much, by the way, for there. I'm right now putting the treasure rewards in for the lemons on DLive. So if you're on DLive, go get your lemon rewards. And right now, we're going to look at Twitch real quick as I talk about what's going to probably be the next episode, and we're going to go raid a stream, and then that's going to be the end of our that is going to be the end of our show here for today on CryptoBarons. So again, thank you all for watching me blab about this kind of odd platform, because even my co-founder, who uses a lot of cryptocurrencies, and of course he contributes a lot to open source software, he has his own variant of Arch Linux called Ninja OS that if you watch a show, Archvile Linux Perspective, which happens second and fourth Thursday of every month, including, if I can look at the calendar here, his next episode will be on the 25th. He even was like, oh, cool, like, what wallet do you get for that? Like, again, I think what really limits Gitcoin, ironically enough, is the name Gitcoin. I think if it was called, like Get Crypto, or just had its own unique name, yeah, Etherscan. I could also, that's what I was going to do when I copied the address. I was going to put it in Etherscan. Again, we're going to have a whole thing talking about Ethereum probably next episode. But, yeah, that I just wanted to cover this because the name honestly really sets it back a lot in terms of like people not knowing what it is. They literally just think it's another altcoin or shitcoin, when in reality it's basically like GitHub or GitLab but backed with crypto, and honestly a lot more user intuitive and a lot more comprehensive. And so it should be very interesting to see where this team, and again I've had friends who use it, but it's going to be really interesting to see where everything goes into the future. So right now on Twitch I'm not really seeing Git Gang. There we go. Git Gang Bang. Or how about Get Good? There we go. Actually, I'm shocked there's no crypto gaming platform called Get Good. That would be absolutely hilarious and amazing. I'm looking at some other things here. It seems like everything else is either mining or finance on the cryptocurrency side. There's no one doing any reporting, because the sad thing is that we don't really have anyone to, I mean, there is a person we could raid, but they're not really in there. So I'm honestly just trying to find another thing for Twitch for everyone to go view at. So we could probably actually go and we'll try to find something new here. Let's see if we can find like a cool new thing that hopefully. Oh, perfect! There's someone actually building a blockchain right now. So I'm going to send you over to this person. We're going to follow them later on here. Let's go to the. But again, if you're on DLive, I hope you enjoyed those lemons, and I hope you enjoy rating the stream. Again, this is CryptoBarons, where we look at cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies as technologies. I hope you learned a bunch of new things today. Again, I'm not sponsored by Gitcoin or Binance or anything. I just thought this would be a really cool thing to share with you all here. We're going to hopefully go and successfully raid this channel. The next Crypto Baron, by the way, our next meeting is February 19th. I'm hoping that by tomorrow or Monday we'll finally post all the details about that, but details are coming out soon. And our next Crypto Barons will be on the 27th. And I'll tell you what the original plan is. it might change slightly, but the original plan for the next episode is, we've been talking about DApps. I keep mentioning DApps or DApps or whatever. We're actually going to fully look into DApps, and we're going to look into it by making our own DApps using a weird learning programming system on how to make DApps and smart contracts that is kind of quite an experience. So look forward. Again, we're second and fourth Sunday of every month. So our next Crypto Barons, if you're curious, will be on the 27th of February. I will hopefully see you then. If you want to catch me earlier, you can see me on February 19th, our meeting, or February 21st for Master of Unlocking, where I learn where I teach people how to pick locks. Anyhow, we're going to go raid this channel. Hope you learned a lot. Thank you for watching this again. If you want to know more, you can find out on our website, defcon21.org. You can also find us on all sorts of social media. Thank you, Anihill007, for sending your custom tokens. I can't wait to see that. And thank you, everyone, including Nopen Chat, for chatting along with us. Hack the planet, Dirty Jersey represent, and remember, Gitcoin is not a coin. Maybe not even a get either, but it is really neat. Anyhow, enjoy the outro music, enjoy the channel, cheer out this guy making a blockchain. Peace, everybody. Maybe not even a get either, but it is really neat. Anyhow, enjoy the outro music, enjoy the channel, cheer out this guy making a blockchain. Peace, everybody. Maybe not even a get either, but it is really neat. Anyhow, enjoy the outro music, enjoy the channel, cheer out this guy making a blockchain. Peace, everybody.